Today we are on to the not so fun part of this demo, which is scraping this popcorn ceiling. The first thing that we need to do is go ahead and put some plastic masking down on the floor like this. To do that, I'm using this 3M hand masker with some blue tape and advanced masking film. This stuff is super easy to use and it makes it way faster. While we are going to be tearing out the floors with this demo as well, with scraping the ceilings, it creates this really gross goop that's all slippery and a pain in the butt to try to clean up. So this plastic will just make it easy to go ahead and wrap all that stuff up, throw it out. Now that we got the plastic down throughout the whole entire house, we need to go ahead and start getting the ceiling prepped for the scraping. To do this, we are going to be using this sprayer. We'll go ahead and fill it up with some Dawn dish soap and some water. We'll put quite a bit of this in here. This just helps the solution to break up the popcorn off of the ceiling. Let's get the top on this thing. All right, let's start pumping this thing. Now that we have the solution all mixed up, we want to go ahead and saturate the ceiling. You don't want to put on too much because then you might damage the drywall up underneath, but you also don't want to put on too little because then it will just flake off. I'm not sure if the camera is able to pick this up too well, but the consistency you want to see is just a slight darkening from this white over here to just more of like a cream color. So once we go ahead and have this ceiling all saturated, we're gonna wanna wait about 20 minutes before we go ahead and start scraping. Now that we got the ceiling all saturated with the solution, we need to go ahead and start scraping. But first, we need to put on some protective equipment.
That's better. Anytime that you're gonna be scraping the ceiling, you wanna make sure that you wear personal protective equipment.
About an hour of working on scraping, we got the whole living room done, and it looks pretty good overall. I see some previous issues with that, so we'll end up having to come through and touch up some of those areas. But for the most part, this drywall looks pretty darn good, so we won't have to do a ton of repair for it, which is great. That will help keep us on time. As great as it feels to have one room done, we still have about another 800 square feet that we still need to do, so let's get after it. Holy smokes. We got about 1/3 of the house done. We got the living room, this hallway, and this back dining room area done. And it's about 5 o'clock at night now, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We'll be back here to finish this tomorrow. We are back here today to finish doing the scrape on the ceiling, and we also have Caleb. Oh, apparently Caleb decided to run away from me. And we've got Caleb here today. He's gonna go ahead and start working on removing the drop ceiling for the kitchen. After that, we'll start tearing up these floors and clearing everything out.
Holy smokes. Alright, Taylor went ahead and got this drop ceiling dropped. Look at all this insulation. It is absolutely insane. It's like 2 or 3 feet deep.
No. Pretty Caroline, oh, 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 stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the diner. Oh, 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 serves as a reminder to count your blessings, 'cause it's time.
whole ceiling scrape, and Caleb did some great work and already has the whole entire drop ceiling down here in the kitchen. This is starting to look pretty good. We got the major parts of the demo already done. So the next thing we're gonna be doing, pulling this floor masking that we had put down. With all the plastic up, it's now time to start pulling up these floors. We've got the flooring all pulled up throughout the whole entire house. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. After 2 weeks, we've made some really good progress on this whole entire house with the ceiling scraped, flooring removed, things all demoed. Soon enough, we'll start putting things back together. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I think you'll really like this one.